Attack of the Tattie-Bogle, I'm guessing is how this is said. Because here's the funny thing. I was waiting for this name to be said throughout the film. I was like, all right, I want to hear this said out loud. Like, is it like Tattie-Bogle? Is it some other pronunciation? This and that. The name's never said in the film, so I'm not exactly sure why this film is called what it is, especially with how it ends. I was like, so you just made this name up? And here is what I find very weird about that. The title of this movie is not very appealing. In fact, it's kind of hilarious and not in a good way. And so, anyone who would be interested in an ultra micro budget film, $3,000. You want to talk about ultra low budget, $3,000 is about as low budget as you could possibly get. The one thing you usually do is you try to sell your movie through a title if you can't afford a good poster or a poster or something, or an intriguing plot. But they went with Attack of the Tattie-Bogle, which, if that is an actual name of something that I'm unaware of, please let me know. That baffles me, because I was like, a friend of mine, Teddy Brown, had, he watches a lot of Schlock, a lot of really low budget stuff, which I, personally really enjoy. I know a lot of people don't. This is not for almost anybody that watches my channel. This is like low grade stuff that 99% of people just swipe right past. But yeah, he mentioned it to me, and I read the title, and everyone I know who's read the title, we laugh. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. And I'm like, well, maybe it'll play into the movie. Nope. Name's never said. The villain in this, who's like a killer scarecrow, which you see on the poster there, I'm thinking, oh, they're going to have a little campfire tale. They're going to psych each other out by, Legends of the Tattie-Bogle, whatever. Nope. There's just a bunch of people having a party, and this guy randomly walks in dressed like the Tattie-Bogle, I guess, and he starts killing everyone, and he just kills and kills until the movie ends. And I kept waiting. I'm like, what? I don't understand. So the title of this film is just baffling to me. But hey, it got Teddy Brown's attention, and I'm sure he saw that and was like, what the hell? Except for he's one of the people who actually said what the hell and pressed play and watched the whole thing. Now, this movie is about an hour long. It is I think it's like actually 60 minutes on the nose. So it's actually 1 hour long. And I thought it was okay. I thought it wasn't terrible. I think that if I showed this to almost anybody, within 2 minutes, they'd be like, this is fucking terrible. Yes, for $3,000, this has extremely poor lighting. It's extremely, poorly shot and whatnot. But I actually found some of the characters to be cool, especially this rednecky type dude, who ended up being easily the best character in the film and made me laugh out loud a few times. And I actually genuinely liked him and his performance in the movie. I don't know the actor or the character's name, but there's a couple characters on a boat talking about killing George Bush, and he interjects by calling them fucking murderers and, getting, defensive and whatnot. That's the character, the one who's getting defensive and angry at them for it. I thought he was great. I thought he was very funny. And I really like what his character ended up doing in the end of this movie. And I also like how this movie ended. I don't think we see stuff like this almost ever in slasher movies. So I did respect the movie for how it wrapped up. Even though I was expecting some reveal of why the hell this thing was called this and what it was and all, and it was all for nothing. So I'm still confused about that. But if I throw the name aside, just take the title of the fucking thing and throw it aside and just watch the film, how it is. I did like how events transpired. I like how the killer was introduced into the film. I liked the opening scene. The acting is what you expect from a film like this. Okay, wait. I should say most of the acting is what you expect. But, you know, honestly, it's not terrible, the acting. Kind of going back and thinking about it. Like, when I was watching it, there was very few performances or moments where I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, these people can't act. It wasn't bad. Because I can only imagine that this is like some of the director's friends and whatnot. For $3,000, man, you ain't getting much. And I don't know. I was pretty impressed by some of the acting from probably non-actors, especially the aforementioned guy there. So for a $3,000 slasher movie, it was decent, you know? It wasn't terrible. If you're into ultra micro budget films, slasher movies, it's not a terrible watch. It's only an hour long. I mean, you'll pretty much know what you're getting yourself into 5 minutes in. So if this isn't your thing at all, turn it off. But it was all right. I mean, I have my issues. You know that you can't really get a good kill for $3,000. You're not going to get any gore. But they did an effect with blood, and I don't know what the hell the killer's weapon was, but whatever it was, like he hits it into people's heads and blood explodes. It was actually a pretty decent effect. Like, I figure I know how they did it, but it was a good way to make a kill not off screen and actually look decent. Like, oh wow, like for a second I was like, oh, actually looks good. And there was actually one kill where I was like, oh man, that actually looked gnarly for a second. Like, it's quick, because they got to cut away almost instantly, but at least they show it. At least they showed it on screen, which is nice. But yeah, it's, you got to look past a lot of stuff. But if you're into these kinds of things, check it out. Thanks, Teddy, for the recommendation, and I'm glad this film was an hour. I think that was about as, that was a nice runtime. Any more would have been too much. I just wish that they would have explained the damn title. I wish I would have, there could have been some lore, something. With how this ends, it makes no sense. So if the ending was different, then I could just be like, oh, well, it's just called the Tattie-Bogle, whatever. But that ain't the case. So I don't get it. So if any of the filmmakers from this watch this, please explain it to me in the comments below. All right, guys.